You know what, guys? You know what I'd really love right now? You know what I'm in the mood for? A really, really big man that's built like a bear that I could like shove my face in between his like furry titties. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't want to talk to him. What if I did Build-A-Bear, but like literally Build-A-Bear, but for pillows? And I made a man version of that. I sold it to y'all. What do you think? Thoughts? Feelings? Maybe we could crowdfund that idea. Being single is so fun until like 10:40 p.m. when I want to cuddle. And that's it. All I want to do is cuddle. That's it. Just want to snuggle a little bit. And then bye-bye. So I think a pillow would do me justice. Like a weighted pillow. Yeah, with fur on it. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we are talking about an internet catastrophe that is gonna piss you off, pissing me off. The irritation is spreading worldwide. Okay, so we are gonna be talking about the Starbucks Bear Cup controversy, which is one of the dumbest things I've seen in a hot second. I would love to paint the scene for you here. Okay, it is currently 7:30 at night right now. I'm kind of dressed up because I was actually planning on being on a dating show tonight, like a live one. There's a show that's doing a tour throughout the country and they like hit me up and they asked me to be on, except for somebody gave me a really bad ick and vibe and I was like, I'm not getting on that. So I said, fuck it. And now I'm here hanging out and talking about something that's very interesting, more interesting than dating. We need to talk about an internet controversy. So Starbucks, as you guys know, is a coffee brand and they like to release limited edition cups. And there was a whole catastrophe around this limited edition Bear Cup that was released. It's a whole fiasco. Employees were treated like shit over it. People were trying to allegedly get others fired. Corporate's having a nightmare. We're going to talk about this and why I think there's a deeper reason behind the limited, very limited stock and edition of this cup. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every single video I post. I'm everywhere, so you know where to find me. And now real quickly, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. All right, everyone, we need to get beducated. Yes, you heard me say that correctly. Beducated is a term that I like to use talking about sexual intimacy and pleasure. And today's sponsor is by Beducated. So I don't know if anyone can relate, but with my adult years, it was always difficult to find proper resources when it comes to learning about sexual education, wellness, and so much more. And I love being a part of the conversation that breaks the stigma. And that's why I'm partnering today with Beducated. So if you guys don't know, Beducated is an amazing platform that has over 150 plus programs that's dedicated to teaching you about your sexual wellness and pleasure. It's created by the world's top experts that has a wide variety of content that you can learn from. So from self-pleasure to kinks, you are gonna learn it all here. There's video tutorials, practical exercises, and reliable information to help you in your life. Many of us like to invest into our self-care, right? Skincare, hair care, you name it. And I'm very adamant about telling people to also invest in your sexual wellness as well. Now, since Black Friday is coming up, you can offer this as a gift for yourself or somebody else. But get this for you and your partner, maybe as a little gift to your best friend if you just have not found a good gift idea, or the gift to you because you deserve it. So if you guys want to check out Beducated today and start, they're having a really amazing Black Friday deal that I think is very funny. You guys go to the link in the description below or pin comment and use the code Isabellamichellelanter69 to get a year subscription for $69. I know, right? The number 69 is good for a multitude of reasons. And bonus, you can try them risk-free with a 14-day money-back guarantee. That's a 65% off deal, which is their biggest one they've had yet. Intimacy is timeless, so invest in yours. Thank you so much to Beducated for partnering with me on today's video. And now, let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about what's even going on. Okay, so like I said, there's this glass bear cup. Usually Starbucks every single year will make like a limited edition cup or merchandise that you can go and purchase for the holiday season. Now this has been going on for quite some time. They have had it to where people would like line up at like 3 in the morning to go and get these cups. So this is a pretty big deal. Now I want to put this out here and say, I'm not shitting on people wanting cups. If your thing in whimsy during this winter is getting cups, that's great. Mine is like Legos and a Taco Bell Lux box. You know what I'm saying? We all have our thing. So if you're someone who likes to collect and just any collectors in general, that's not the problem. But people really, really love these cups. Some of them collect and it's just a big deal and it's just fun for the holidays. A lot of people were really, really interested in getting a hold of this cup and you know, people were lining up and it led to allegedly Starbucks only released 2 to 4 cups per location, which set people off and apparently made everyone act like idiots, what's new. Let's react to the original post about this that was on the news talking about how angry everyone was.
You're watching people in New Jersey elbowing each other trying to get their hands on Starbucks' newest holiday product. This is their new 20-ounce glass barista cup. It went on sale on Thursday and quickly started selling out. At some locations, people waited in long lines even before the store opened just to try to snag one. And the craze quickly turned into an online reseller's dream. Within hours, the cup, which initially was selling for $29.95, started appearing on eBay for upwards of $500. Upset customers took to social media to complain about the lack of supply. Starbucks said in a statement to People magazine that they're sorry for the disappointment, but demand exceeded their expectations. Starbucks also said that they're going to be launching new holiday merch soon, but until then, it's going to be the OG coffee cup.
Now I have a billion thoughts about this. If we're elbowing people for a fuck-ass bear cup that looks like a honey container that I have in my cupboard that's great value branded, I think we need to reevaluate our decision-making skills. It's never that deep. I know some people really want to line up for something like this. If I could sit on a really hot Santa's lap, I'm in that line. Who cares if the kids want photos of Santa? I'm getting in that line. Second of all, if maybe, let's say if Swarovski, let's just play the game of what if, made like a crystal Millennium Falcon like Lego set, I would be in that line so fast. I would be. So that is not the issue. But the fact that this is blown up to such an extent where this has become an internet controversy and the news is covering it is already telling you enough. Next video is somebody who was trying to get a hold of the bear cup but is very pissed off that she didn't get it. I get it. If you're like, dang, I was really bummed out. I wanted to get that cup. That's understandable. Being a jackass about it though, never gonna be a fan of that.
Alright guys, I am going to tell you about my Starbucks bear cup story this morning. My eyes look crazy and I am exhausted, which I will tell you why. So I have been obsessed with these bear cups since I saw them, and I was like, I need to get my hands on a bear cup. So I called every Starbucks that it was possible for me to drive to days before these things got released. I found one that was nowhere near I lived, but the manager said employees are not allowed to buy the bear cups or any of our holiday collection unless they are online with everyone else. So I was like,
okay, so if I have any Starbucks baristas, please sound off in the comment section because I always want to hear from y'all. Anyone been a barista before or is one currently? I used to be, and that was actually one of my favorite jobs ever. Like, I loved it. So I want to pause this though by saying, because I understand that aspect of like holiday rush and the chaos and like making like your fifth peppermint mocha latte in a row and you just want to gag and you're so over it. I think out of all the people when it comes to Starbucks that deserve access to special merch, I absolutely think that Starbucks should make it to where all of their employees have access to purchasing. Like, I don't think that there should be any rule or regulation on, well, they can't purchase. I hate that. I think it's stupid. If you're working for the company, you should be able to have access to it. I think out of everyone, the employees definitely deserve that. If you've dealt with a shit ass, oh my God, if you have ever dealt with a mean diva who ripped you a new one over the fact that she grabbed a coffee that wasn't hers because she wasn't listening and she was telling you, this is not what I ordered, and you know that because it wasn't her coffee to begin with, but she decided to grab something. I'm having more flashbacks right now. You deserve the damn bear cup, okay?
Perfect, I'm going here. The manager was nice on the phone and assured me. My friend called, my mom called, I called. We all made sure, like, whoever's there first, the line gets the bear cup. So I picked my friend up at 2 in the morning. We are the first people at Starbucks. I will insert a video or picture or something to show where the first one's there.
Just because you're first in line does not guarantee you shit. Or if you're as quick as you can, that will never guarantee you something. I understand if someone could be upset by not receiving a bear cup, but like, look, we were first in line. Okay, and someone was quicker online. I don't know.
We got there way too early because the workers showed up at like 4:15 and we were still the only ones online. So people start to get there about 4:30 and we're like, okay, they want the Hello Kitty stuff. We want the bear cup. There's 2 bear cups, me and my friend. Like, we're good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's going to get what they want. So 5 minutes before the doors open, one of the workers opened the door and said, I'm just letting you guys know, like, I'm going to be buying the bear cups and the Hello Kitty plushes. So you might want to try another Starbucks, that we're wasting our time. I said, I've been here since 2:15 in the morning, which you knew, because when I watched you guys walked in to your shift, I told you as a joke, like, I've been here all night, proud, camping on the streets of Brooklyn, honestly scared for my life. I did have pepper spray in my hand.
I understand if you tell like the Starbucks employee, hey, I want to buy this, and then they buy it for you first, that would kind of bother you. But again, I'm not going to lose my mind or ruin my day or ruin anyone else's day over that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me and maybe I'm just too chill about it, but I just wouldn't give a shit, okay? I really think it's hilarious when people will sit here acting like they're going off to war, but they're just choosing to be in Brooklyn on the street. There's no way in hell I would be by myself outside like that for shits and gigs. If I know it's going to be unsafe, I'm just not doing it. If I had to stand in a really weird dark alleyway to get my sparkly Millennium Falcon, like unless I can be with my dad, I'm not going. I'm not doing it. So I'm sorry, but like, why are we acting as if like that's somehow somebody else's fault but yours? You chose to go out like that. I'm so sorry. And respectfully, you decided to make that decision. Nothing is worth my safety.
But he didn't care. He just closed the door. Didn't care. Mind you, the supervisor on shift said before she was walking in that employees weren't allowed to buy them because of everything with the whole Stanley Starbucks scandal, that employees...
Okay, now the story's changing though, where we go from, oh, well, they can't buy them unless they're online. And now it's, oh, well, they're not allowed to buy them. Which one is it? I've seen many employees say that they can, as long as they do it a specific way. Yeah.
Can't sell it out before the line has the chance to get it. So basically, they kept the doors locked until after 5, and the worker purchased it at 5 while we were outside, which I have video of, and bought the bear cups while it was freezing cold outside watching. Then the doors open. I run inside like a psycho. I'm 26, sprinting to the back. Maybe there's hope there's a bear cup. And there was no bear cup. He did buy them off of the shelf. So I was mad. They clearly broke a rule. You were not allowed to do that. Employees were not allowed to buy it. You were not online. I waited all night in the freezing cold of Brooklyn. This is, by the way, it's like 7413 3rd Avenue in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, this Starbucks location.
This is another problem that I have. There needs to be a limit though. I don't think anyone should get harassed for that, because one thing I am seeing, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, there's employees that are literally getting harassed over this kind of stuff, which I don't think is fair whatsoever. But additionally, I don't want someone getting fired. I don't think this is a fireable offense, period. Describe the exact store. Like, what is that going to do for someone? I would be nervous someone would get fired.
But they were not allowed to buy it unless they were online. Workers proceeded to say that this worker that purchased it was the first one online when the doors opened. I was like, what? Like, you're not even going to lie and say, like, workers are allowed to buy it, which I knew wasn't true because the managers told me. But you're going to say he was the first online? Like, I have video footage, and Starbucks has video footage, and we know you weren't there online. Like, come up with a better lie. But yeah, they did not care and sold it out before the doors opened, breaking the rules, which they knew. Yeah. So I didn't get my bear cut. The people online that got there 2.5 hours after me did get their Hello Kitty stuff, so I'm happy for them. Moral of the story, I waited on the corner of a Brooklyn street with my friend in the freezing cold when I have work in the morning and worked all day, had not slept.
Who made that decision? That's not Starbucks headquarters, or that was you. If I choose to do something stupid like that to go get something I really care about, that's my own decision, okay? If I decide to wait hours and hours on end, if I decide to run up and wait hours and hours on end in a concert so that way I get from the front, that's my decision. I'm lacking sympathy bad, I'm sorry.
To not get a bear cup. So I feel so defeated and I feel so weird and I feel so upset over this bear cup. So yeah, that's my story. I just feel like people should follow rules. So I'm going to get Dunkin' tomorrow. I'm striking Starbucks. I still love the bear cup. I hate it, but I love it and I want it, but I don't have it. So yeah, just thought it was so unfair and wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to go to sleep and hopefully tomorrow's a better day. I have not slept. The bear cups are glass, and like my mom told me, don't wish bad things on people. It's not nice, but if you're seeing this, I hope your bear cup breaks. That's mean. You're a mean person. But we didn't get mugged sleeping on the streets of Brooklyn, so I guess a win is a win.
That's the dumbest shit I could have heard anyone say. I hope your bear cup breaks. Girl, off. Oh my God, get a grip, get a grip, get a grip. It's a cup. Holy shit. This is something you probably could find from Five Below. Respectfully, no shade or shit to the damn design team at Starbucks here. I'm sure we could find something that's plastic or quite similar online. I'm betting my left titty right now. If I go and I look up right now and try and find a cup very similar, it's not gonna have the Starbucks logo, but I'm sure as shit could have something really similar. Take a guess. Because of this demand, you know how many companies are gonna make off-brand versions of this now? Give it like, what, a month? Not even that. They're gonna have it popping out. You're gonna be safe. Speaking of, oh my God, it's a Christmas miracle. Look who's dropping dupes. Like, see, I told y'all, Aldi is dropping one. Walmart has one right now. So see, if you that badly want this very simple but very cute cup, you can get it. I'll link it below. I'm not going to make any commission or make it an affiliate link or anything, but I'll link it below. But see, everyone's fine. Damn, get a grip. Next one we want to highlight is an employee's perspective on this. This is also very important.
I have been a Starbucks shift supervisor. Well, I've worked with the company for over 4 years.
12 hours after my shift.
Never in my life have I witnessed what went down with this bear cup. I'm genuine. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so you're telling me that they came up with this idea, marketed it, got everyone so excited for little Miss Barista glass cup, including literally all of the baristas themselves. Shipment comes in and there's 2 in the box. Not 2 like cases, 2 cups. Starbucks, what do you mean? I'm friends with people that work at like other stores in the area as well. And I was like asking them, like, did y'all get the bear cup? They're like, no, we didn't get any. So my store was the only one in like a 30-minute radius that got any. And we got 2. And I literally was like, I already knew that I wasn't gonna get one. Morning of, second the clock strikes 4:30, they're both gone. Mind you, there's the line of like 13 people waiting outside for this damn cup. I'm like, yeah, we sold out. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, you opened 30 seconds ago? I'm like, yeah, that lady in front of you in line, she got it. What do you mean it? No, girl, yeah. Yep, there were 2.
So far, we can still see an employee is pretty disappointed at this as well. So that is why I think a lot of people that are pissed off about this need to point their fingers not at the employees, at Starbucks. At the end of the day, this was Starbucks doing, okay? They had control over the inventory and how much they were able to produce. So this whole let's point the fingers and like, you employees, girl, I'm sorry, but you're not going to catch me doing that. That's crazy. The fact that they're like, hey, yeah, no, there's really not a lot of stock is awful because like they knew damn well some people would act absolute fools and lose their shit over the fact that they didn't have a lot of stock, which is really disappointing that we have to expect that now because some people genuinely don't know how to act outside.
Too. But with that being said, I just want to say shout out to y'all. It was making me so heartbroken because like dads were like waking up, waiting in line, being like, my daughter really wants this cup, or my wife really wants this cup for Christmas, like, please, like, do you have any? And it's like, I just felt like such an asshole just being like, no, we sold out. And they're like, yeah, just they kept being like, you opened 2 minutes ago. What do you mean you sold out? I'm like, shout out to the dads, the moms, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the significant others, the sisters, the brothers, the siblings, the grandmas, y'all know what I mean. Shout out to all of y'all that got your butts out of bed in the middle of the night to go get that cup. Because chances are you didn't get it. And I'm sorry, my heart hurts for you. Anyway, with that being said.
So that just shows a little bit of a haul, so I'm not going to watch the rest of that video. But from what we see, the employees were very, very aware that this was also going to be like an absolute fiasco for them, which I can't even imagine. And I don't think that that's fair for them to have to deal with something, because I will say there's some companies, activewear companies, that get flamed, for example, for not having enough stock because they sell out so fast. But I do believe that there are some companies that genuinely don't expect or are trying to like safely progress, and they keep getting sold out because they're underestimating how much people are going to buy. Because if you are in a business that's smaller, for example, you are trying to take like safer risks and bets. So if you keep getting sold out, you're like, okay, do we keep ordering more inventory or do we keep it lower? Because what if like we buy a shit ton of units of something and then all of a sudden nobody buys it as much and then we're screwed and we lose out on it. So there's a big balance. Starbucks, I don't think, is one of those companies where they have to do any like calculated risks in regard to stock. They can release significantly more. Even if they did 15 per store, that would have done significantly better. 2 to 4, like, you know damn well what you're doing at that point. And that's ridiculous.
We out here camping. I got the porta potty, toilet paper, wipes, and 2
I'm so sorry. I had to show that. Some people were taking it as far as like, let's camp out and take a shit in the parking lot to get a cup. If I do that, one of you better take me out. You understand me? You better promise me right now. If I ever get that wacko to where I'll shit in a Home Depot bucket with a trash bag inside of it, you better get me, okay?
Employees ourselves were scheduled to be in the store at 5:30.
So she's working. You're not allowed to work. She's on the clock.
As a grown-up myself, I've been a grown-up for quite some time now, as I'm 25 years old, and I'm proud of it. What part of adulting means getting pissed off and losing your shit employee for the fact that they're sold out of a cup that you want? Get a fucking grip. My God. You don't have to like raise your voice and get aggressive over this. You can maybe say, oh, and talk to someone about this and your confusion over a Bear cup, a barista cup. Sorry, that's kind of funny. A barista cup? Are you shitting me right now? God, we're going downhill fast.
She's shopping on Starbucks Club. Not recording her. She's shopping on Starbucks Club. She's getting paid to have a line since 5 to 6.
What's everyone's deal? If I walk up to a counter like a normal person and like a normal person, I say, hey, do you have insert here? And they go, hey, I'm so sorry, we're sold out. Like a normal person go, oh, that's okay. Have a great day. And I'm going to move on with my life.
My name is Tina, and I was also a victim of Starbucks Beargate. And I'm here to validate every single one of yours experience because I went to Starbucks at a Macy's that opened at 10 a.m. on the dot. I was right outside the door. I walked in, first person there, and I said, hey, do you have any Bear cups? And he goes, yeah, no, not anymore. We had 2, but we sold it. And I go, when did you sell it? And he goes, when we opened. I was like, I'm the first one in line. And he's like, no, I know, but I already sold it before you, like right before you. And I was like, no, like I literally am here. It's 10 a.m. You just opened. I'm your first customer. So basically, it's all a lie. Employees, they took it, and we never stood it.
Okay, here's the again. I really, one thing I am going to be is I'm going to be supportive of the employees. Okay, and I am not a fan of this whole let's put the finger at the employee shit. I'm not a fan of this. I don't like it. Also, can I just say I am all for feeling feelings fully, but some of the dramatics behind this is getting a little bit ridiculous. A victim of this. A victim? Like, I would call a victim of someone like a victim of a scam or whatnot. Missing out on buying something that was incredibly limited edition. Like, I'm so sorry. My brain hurts. I don't understand this.
Chance, and also Starbucks. Why are you only giving 2 to 4 bears per location? Consumerism, you win again, but not for me and not today.
I would have like an ass hair bit more sympathy if the bear was more unique, okay? I will say it is a cute cup. It really is. I love bears. I think bears are adorable. Actually, I really do want like a little bear bag charm for like my little slouchy bag. I think it'd be really cute. I love teddy bears. I have one of my own actually. Very sweet. It's not like really unique art, right? It's not so intricate and unique. It's a fucking bear. It is literally looks like the honey container I have in my cupboard right now. So I'm so confused how everyone's like, I need it. like fucking chill out. Shit, I'm sorry. I know I'm being so unserious about this, but like, is everyone okay? It's a bear. It's a bear. What? You think this cup would like eating your ass or something on the side? I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I don't understand. Okay, last one. We're gonna watch. There's a vlog. The process of buying a bear cup.
I'm at Target. I am first. Let's see if they have it here. Oh my God. Are you serious? Oh. They opened over here. Wow. I don't want anything. I just want my balloon. Wow. Oh, that's so... Do you have more back here?
Bears?
Yes. Can I get 2?
Sorry. You gotta wait over there.
I need 1. Can I get 1, please? Thank you. Oh, we made it. Oh, thank goodness. I had a feeling. Oh my God. God.
That was stressful.
Guys, oh my God, I did it! That was intense. Oh my God.
See, that isn't like bad to me though. I can't connect to this because I personally don't give a shit. But you know, I would run. I would run if there was something cool Star Wars wise released. I would be real with you. I'd be one of those people hauling ass. I just would. I really would want it. But this is better because I don't see like fighting. I don't see anything intense. Like that makes sense. Not losing your shit on somebody because they got it first. Not being disrespectful to employees. That's fine. If everyone was more well behaved, I think we'd be okay. I have a lot of thoughts. I have been taking notes on this because I think a lot of this is a little bit deeper than what we actually realized. So a couple things I want to discuss. As I said, there's 3 big things I want to really go over and like deeply go through. First thing is the company, of course, Starbucks, and the real reason I believe why some of this stuff was happening and the purpose behind it, because I do think some of it was on purpose. Of course, the employees, I really need to highlight a couple things there. And last but certainly not least, the customers as well. So first things first about Starbucks. Starbucks has dealt with a lot of ups and downs and ebbs and flows in business recently. They've had a tank when it comes to their stocks. I've seen some stores close down. There's a lot of things that have been happening that have impacted Starbucks and their value. And so I'm sure shareholders are going, hey, we need a little bit something. Like, come on, guys, are we going to do anything to like really spark some more interest? I'm not saying that like they're failing by any means. They're an incredibly rich corporation, but that's probably a part of the reason why. So because of the Starbucks cups, and they do that every year, I'm assuming they wanted to try and do something a little bit more limited edition because it almost like reignites the want again. You know how some people really have like big time FOMO and they're like, well, you know, I don't want to miss out. These people want it. Maybe I should want it. Like it kind of builds this want for some stuff. Some people want things more because it's a trend, not necessarily because they want it because they want to fit in. And like, that's not inherently wrong, but I do think that that's part of the reason why Starbucks saw that and went, hey, I know what we're going to do. And I believe that's also why they put like 2 to 4 bears per specific selected stores. Another reason why I believe this concept is so addicting, and especially why I think they limited it, is because if they go home without, it feels like it was a waste of time. So either way, the idea of having a limited edition cup worked out really well because people went to buy it, and then also they bought coffee. And if people are going to look and they didn't get something, of course they were like, well, I don't want to go home with nothing. And you know, you're already there, you see the holiday menu that's released, you're like, dang, like peppermint mocha sounds really good. It's kind of the same thing as when people joke about when you go into Target and you get more than what you thought you were going to like leave with. You had like one thing you wanted to buy, which is like, I don't know, batteries, and you walk out with a bunch of shit you didn't need. Same vibe. They're kind of doing the same exact thing, in my opinion, where they're treating it like, oh, hey, you're already here, why not? You know, and I think that's going to happen regardless. I'm sure these days uptick their sales a shit ton. I don't even think their cups are what makes the money. It's the coffee, of course. So people don't want to go home empty handed. So if you only have 2 people that go home with something, everyone's going to be like, well, fuck it, might as well buy some coffee. And I'm going to do it anyway. So they're going to get something. Or maybe if someone is going to go and, for example, try and get the bear cup and they're getting it for like their daughter or their girlfriend or whatever, then they're like, fuck, I don't want to come home empty handed. They'll buy a coffee then to bring home as like, hey, I couldn't get it, but here's something for you. So it was smart for Starbucks to do it. Was it exactly best idea for the overall benefit of consumers and employees? No, I don't think so. I also think this reaffirms that people want them. I believe this kind of reaffirms and proves that there is a huge demand for things like this, whether people say that they like or dislike Starbucks. There are people who still are very, very adamant and want them and like them, even if like their prices go up and whatever they choose to do, there still is that demand that always exists. And I think that was just another reassurance to them and their shareholders, and just said, y'all want us? You want more? God, I guess we're going to have to, you know, make more. Because I know they released a statement that mentioned how they're wanting to release more like products and merchandise. There we go. It just solidified that they could release a shit ton more and it's going to perform really, really well. I don't think that they're going to provide ample amounts by any means, but I do think that they're going to provide more because they know it will add to, you know, conversation. And another thing is this sparked conversation in general. I know I've talked about rage bait marketing and not all press is good press. And I know some people have had this thought that any form of attention is good. But that's not always necessarily the case in the current day and age, from what I think. And I believe that they did it to start conversation because, you know, it worked. News stations are talking about it. Creators like myself are talking about it. People are complaining and mad at Starbucks. Like, why didn't you give me the thing I want? You know, so it's evoked conversation and reminded people of like, oh, well, maybe I should go try their coffee again or buy something. It puts Starbucks back on the noggin. Now that is up for debate on how that's going to impact Starbucks. And I don't really know how it would long term if they keep up with things like closer to rage rage baiting in marketing, because either way, they're a very rich company. So it's really hard for me to fathom of them like hardcore falling off. But either way, I know I'm not a big fan of the rage bait marketing. I know clickbait a little bit like that. I understand. I get it. You know, you can make something kind of funny and a little bit outlandish, but still be real. But rage bait marketing is just like, let's piss people off and then make the solution. It's like, let's make the problem and then here's how we're going to fix it for you, when it could have just not existed to begin with. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are employees. With stuff like this, you know the impact that, and this is not to blame people and their behaviors on Starbucks, but we are kind of aware in this culture of, you know, buying limited edition items, and some people are just jackasses. Some people are just assholes. I know when I was a waitress and a barista and all that good shit, I dealt with my fair share of mean people, and you know it's going to happen. And it kind of irks me how we have Starbucks who put this knowingly and knew people wanted this, and I believe set the employees up for failure automatically. Because if you've ever worked in a job like that, you get it. You've got to talk to the customers, right? You're the one that has to go and say, look, this is what happened and I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. You have to be looking like the bad guy. You're probably not paid enough to give a fuck or, you know, have to defend somebody so hardcore like that, but you have to, because you have to keep a smile on your face and keep your job. But I do believe, I put people in a bad position where they're like, shit, I have to be the one to advocate of, hey, my bad, sorry, and keep telling people, hey, we don't have it, we don't have it anymore, I don't know what to tell you. And then deal with the absolute asshats in Target or whatever who want to come on and yell at you over something. Like, my God, what are we going to do? Like, really think about this. What the is going to happen by yelling at people? I'm telling you, you can be right as all get out. You can be completely 100% correct. You yell at me, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, don't be a disrespectful jackass. Even if somebody is correct on a point, yelling at someone like that is ridiculous. But these employees have to deal with it. That set up employees for failure, which I'm not happy about. And also, I think employees should be able to purchase merch that they want. They're the ones working there. I think if anything, all of them should be able to get a Bear Cup if they so choose, which is why I really wish that Starbucks and lots of other companies, if they have cool releases, I think they should have a separate site, a separate part of their back office where employees can log into and they can purchase stuff that is specifically catered to their own employee base. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't do the limited edition concept as well, where people are like prepared to go buy it, and like that makes more sense. But to have it to where it's completely separate from like everyday other customers, I think would be such a smart idea. They can purchase it, and either way, the company benefits. The company benefits, people have access to everything, and then, you know, no blaming of employees. Love to see that. But I think that would be better than just throwing it out there, because either way, we have consumers and employees that are having to go back and forth with each other, and I don't think that's fair. And last but certainly not least, what in the fuck are we doing right now in this day and age where people are so mean? I cannot fathom this idea. Not to say that everyone who is like upset or, you know, dang it, I really wish I got that cup was just mean, but there are some people who are very aggressive for no damn reason. Do want to throw out a point that I was thinking about the other day. I was actually talking to my friend about this, about fun and wanting fun, and little things matter a lot more now than I think they have before. I think people care about these cups and things like Labubu's and whatnot more because it's fun and it's accessible fun. I don't believe we're living in a day and age where things are as accessibly fun as they used to before. For example, a point that I want to highlight, and I'm actually going to highlight this in a video this week where I talk about Shea Mitchell dropping a skincare brand for kids. We are seeing like there's kind of this switch where we go from there's little kids and then it's like there's a jump directly to wanting to act like an adult or wanting to participate in adult things or things that are known for adults, right? Like there's no sometimes like it's okay to be weird phase, where I know I was weird as fuck when I was young. Like Disney Channel and having preteen and teen shows, there's almost less of it now because kids are so like enveloped into social media. So there's no in between. There's no fun and casual and being a kid, and that's okay. I think we're missing out on the fun and casual and silliness and whimsy of stuff. Cups like this hit harder, right? Little sweet treats, little fun things like that hit harder because everyday life is quite difficult for many people. Buying something really nice can be valued really more. A Labubu is really fun for people. It might be more fun than would be, you know, if fun was a little bit more accessible and, you know, not so damn expensive. I think that's also why we're seeing people enjoy stuff like the skincare hauls and like the 12-step skincare routine. It's like trying to take control over the fun you can have access to. And that is why I believe we're noticing this uptick just across the board, including Starbucks. People are more upset about small shit because of, I think, how the world is right now, especially how the United States is right now. I definitely think that that has a play in it. I'm not excusing anyone's behavior right now. No one should be a jackass, but I think these things are a little bit more important to some people because it's more reasonable fun, closer to affordable fun, because the cups were like more, I'd say 40, like $30, $40. To me, like a cup, for example, 30, 40 bucks, you can use that constantly. Going out to eat sometimes for 30, 40 bucks might not be as appealing because again, it's more expensive. If you can cook at home, it's like, well, why not? You know, I can make really good food at home too. I think that's where people are focusing a little bit more on is if it's fun that can last, that you could keep with you, that's tangible. Sometimes things like experiences or going to get food are not as prioritized. So I believe people are looking for more like serotonin boosts. And that's why I think like little trinkets and consumption in that way are kicking up a notch because of shit like this. Now, last thing I want to highlight are people reselling stuff. My manager texted me and she's like, girl, look at this. And it was a screenshot of a bear cup that was being resold for like over $100. Insane. The fact that where people are purchasing these and they don't even want them, like that's greedy. That is so fucked up to me, is people going out of their way to buy stuff that they don't even want, don't even give a shit about, not even like respectfully like, oh, hey, I found a cool thing and I'm reselling it for a reasonable price. You're jacking it up. You're so greedy. Also, good luck selling that. There might be some unreasonable people who will drop $500 for it, but like, really? I just think that's so disrespectful and crazy to be doing that right now. I don't think any cup is worth that. And I know we did see this with the uptick of like Stanleys, for example. I know I made a little deep dive on that as well, where Stanleys were just such a big thing and we don't hear about them as much now. Again, because of stuff like this, people will buy them and go limited edition and resell it for really high, and then it's like super popular, and then it dies down and no one gives a shit. I think it's going to be, you know, exactly like that. But moral of the story, Starbucks needs to handle these things a little bit better and bulk it up if they're going to actually sell stuff like that, and have, I think, more protections for employees. Definitely have more access to product if that is the case. I also think people need to start acting right and being more respectful, because like you shouldn't be looking at the Starbucks employee as your enemy. That is the last thing you need to be doing. And also, we need to be having way more kindness. My goodness, the world is hard. The last thing we should be doing is trying to chew out a Starbucks employee for just simply repeating what their boss told you. That's not fair. That's not okay. Resellers, girl, what are you doing? Get a damn grip. Shit, do anything else but that, please. Like, I'm all for respectful, you know, ethical resellers, but this shit for 550 bucks? Fuck you and your 500. Absolutely not. Either way, I don't know. I'm more of a Dunkin' girly. Personally, there is a $6 meal that Dunkin' sells that, girl, it's so good. And by the way, they have a black pepper bacon, egg, cheese, like croissant sandwich. I make that all the time. It's so good. Their coffee's really good. So I don't know. I'm more of a Dunkin' girl. I'm gonna be so real with you here. But what do you guys think, right? What do you think about the situation? I think some people over dramatized it. I do think some people are allowed to be upset about missing out on something. But I do think the biggest finger that needs to be pointed would be Starbucks and them just getting their shit together a little bit. Any theories, thoughts, comment it down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely check out the sponsor in today's video and the link in the description below. And yeah, I'm gonna go get ready and I'm gonna go out for the night. Yay. Maybe I'm gonna find a man with a big chest of hair. Anyways, okay. Love you guys. Bye.